All right, shalom, shalom, Israel. It's Brother Kazak Magun. First and foremost, want to give all honor and glory to the Most High Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai. That's Yahweh, who the word inwardly calls God. In the name of the Son, Yahushai, who the word inwardly calls Jesus Christ. Right? This is going to be the topic of this video going to be on temptation. Dealing with temptation, different types of temptation. You feel me? Because you might be going through it, you know. And there's different types of temptation. Everybody facing some type of temptation, especially when you come into this truth. So I'm finna start off with the classic, you feel me? We're gonna go to the classic first. Sirach chapter 2. And we call these scriptures classic because they never get old. You know, when somebody say this a classic, that just means, you know, it's a scripture that's brought out a lot and it never really get old. You know, it could just get reused and used and used and used, you feel me? But yeah, this the classic though. This Sirach chapter 2. And I'm gonna start at verse 1. It says, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation." So when you come into this truth, you gotta prepare your soul for temptation, man. You gotta prepare yourself to be tempted, to be, you know, lured into doing things you might not want to do, you know, and you gotta fight that. You gotta fight what's luring you into that. You know, you gotta fight what's making you wanna go off and do things that's contrary to the word of the Most High, or that's contrary to the law, statutes, and commandments, or that's contrary to your character. You know, it says, "Prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble." Right? So it's you gotta set your heart aright. You gotta stay steadfast and whatever you gotta stay steadfast in your first mind. And your first mind should be the law, statutes, and commandments. Right? You can't be double-minded in this thing, because then you're gonna be unstable and it's gonna be easy for you to be tempted. Right? Let me go to James real quick. And go to the book of James, chapter 1. All right. This is James chapter 1 and verse 8. It says, "A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways," right? So if you out here being double-minded, if you're constantly thinking on the old you know, you want to go back to that. If you're constantly thinking on things that's contrary to the law, and then you try to turn around and think about the law again, you unstable, brother. You got to have your mind fixated on serving the Most High. Like I say, no man can serve two masters, you feel me? So you got to have your mind fixed on serving the Lord, right? Or else you going to be prone to go off. You know how in some in sports, you know, they say some athletes are injury prone because why? They don't work out. They don't really take care of their health. They don't care for their body and all that. So you injury prone, right? You got to make yourself temptation prone in this truth, right? By building yourself up, praying, fasting, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and Salakia, training your mind, you know, to stay on one, you know, what Kodak say, you gotta keep tunnel vision. If you keep in tunnel vision, temptation ain't gonna be able to, you know, temptation is gonna be something easy for you. You know, it's gonna be barely able to overcome you, you know. Right? And it's different types of temptation, right? But we gonna stay in the book of James, right? I'm gonna jump down to verse 13. It's James 1 and 13. Now I'm gonna jump up. I'm gonna start at 12. It says, "Blessed is the man that endureth temptation." So if you enduring temptation and you fighting against it, like picture Mayweather, and he dodging. Mayweather known for dodging all them punches, known for dodging all them body blows and all that. They say he a runner in the ring. They say he be running in the ring and all that, but you're supposed to run in the ring. You know, you're supposed to not let the opponent hit you, because the more they hit you, the more points they get. You know, and the more they go strike you down. You know, so why would you want to get hit? You know, you got to be like Mayweather in that thing, you know, and bob and weave, right? So you got to bob and weave all that temptation through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, right? And that's you enduring the temptation. It says, "Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life." So when you try, right, you gonna receive that crown of life because you went through the fire and you got purified. right? You went up again. You can The fire came against you, and it ain't knock you out. It ain't overcome you, right? It says, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord have promised to them that love him, right? And you can read about that crown of life in Second Esdras, chapter 2 and verse 40 on down. You know, that crown of life that the 144,000 go get, you know, Revelation chapter 14, also Revelation chapter 7. You know, you can read about this crown of life multiple times in the scriptures, right? Also Revelation chapter 2 and verse 25 on down, right? But what was I finna go? Verse 13, James 1 and 13. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God, for God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man. So the Most High, he not the one that's tempting you. The Most High, he go send somebody to tempt you, but the Most High not doing the temptation himself, right? The Most High is sending Satan, the tempter, right? He's the accuser, right? That's what he does. That's what he was created to do, Satan, right? It says, but every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Let me get a quick precept to prove how Satan is the one that tempts us. I'm going to go to the book of Chronicles, right? Let's go to the book of Chronicles. First Chronicles. Speaking on David, man. The Most High sent Satan to tempt David. Spocky. What do I want? Bear with me, trying to find this precept. Oh, here it is. All right. This is First Chronicles 21 and 1, right? My bad, it took me a little minute. You know, sometimes you can't remember everything, right? But this First Chronicles 21 from the top, it says, and Satan stood up against Israel and provoked David to number Israel, right? So it says Satan stood up against Israel and provoked David to number Israel. But when you read about this in 2 Samuel, it says the Lord made David do this, right? Why? How does that make sense? Does the Bible contradict itself? No, it doesn't. Why? Because the Lord sent Satan to tempt David, because that's Satan's job, the tempter, right? Hashatan in the Hebrew, which means the adversary, right? So let's go. I wanted to get into it's like I'm gonna grab this quick precept first, and then we're gonna get into the different types of temptation and how to deal with them, right? So we're gonna go to the book of 1 Corinthians, right? I think I'm on chapter 10 and verse 13. Right, yeah. It's 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. It says, there have no temptation taken you, but such as is common to men. So every temptation that everybody deal with, you know, is common to men. You know, there's no new temptation. It's not something that you dealing with that ain't nobody else dealt with before. You know, all the temptations are common. You know, we all are in this flesh. We all got to deal with these vile bodies, these thoughts in our mind. You know, we all got to deal with that. You know, ain't no way around it. So every person is dealing with something different, but there's no new thing, you know, that somebody is dealing with that ain't nobody dealt with before, you know. And it's always a way out, like the scriptures go say. It says, there have no temptation taking you, but such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able. So the Most High, you know, people say this all the time in the world. The Lord ain't gonna put nothing on you that he know you couldn't get out of, or he know you couldn't handle. The Most High ain't gonna put nothing on me that he know I can't handle, right? So knowing that, you know, it's always a way out. It's always an escape through that temptation, right? You feeling the lust coming over you, you finna get ready and watch porn. You know, you gotta call that demon out and be like, hold on. You know, you getting ready to pull your Vaseline out and you know, get ready to go to work on yourself. You getting ready to beat your meat or whatever. You feel me? And you finna watch porn and all that. You know, you gotta check yourself, right? You gotta check yourself, cut yourself with the word, right? The same thing Yahushua did when he was tempted of Satan, right? In the wilderness, and we're gonna go to that next, right? It says, it says, God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that you may be able to bear it. So it's always gonna be a way to escape that temptation, right? No matter what you're dealing with. You could be dealing with somebody at work, you know, and they constantly, you know, going off at the mouth, you know, talking and doing that slick ass talk to you, like you wasn't that nigga that you used to be back in the day in the hood, that be quick to knock a nigga out just for saying something crazy to you, just for saying the wrong word. You quick to, you know, get the beating on them and all that. But you trying not to be that nigga no more. You know, you trying to forgive your brother 70 times 7, like Yahushua said. Right? So what do? You gotta you gotta escape that temptation. Right? You gotta escape from that temptation. So that's the first temptation I'm finna go into. Peer pressure. Right? So peer pressure, let's go to the book of Sirach. Some of y'all, you might have homies that's still in the world, you know, that's into some wild shit because you used to be into wild shit. And what they say, birds of a feather flock together, right? So your homie that's still in the world, he might still be in a trap, you know, selling drugs and all that. He might still be hot as hell. He got ops still and shit in the hood. So it's like you dealing with, you go around him, you know, and you subject to deal with the problems that he got just from being around him. You know, you could be guilty of by association, like how they say, right? So you got to be careful who you rolling with, you know, who you being around, who you associating with, right? Let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 8. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 8, and verse 15. It says, travel not by the way with a bold fellow, right? So you can't travel with somebody that's bold, somebody that's liable to do anything. You feel me? Your homie asks you to get him a ride to the store, you know, and he tell you to just wait in the car, and you wait in the car, right? And you wait in the car, and next thing you know, he come back to the car, he running, and he got a bag of money in his hand. This nigga done robbed the store. Now you guilty by association. You the getaway driver, and you didn't even know, you know. So you gotta watch different situations that you putting yourself in. You know, and that ain't really had nothing to do with you, right? But, you know, sometimes you just got to watch things, right? You got to watch the temptation, right? Another situation that you could be in, you know, traveling with somebody that's bold. You know, you could be with your homies. Y'all could be kicking it on the block or whatever, just like old times. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing unlawful with, you know, you being on the block with your homie, right? But you knowing the lifestyle that he lived and the lifestyle that you used to live, that y'all got niggas that don't like y'all, that's out, you know, lurking in the street, all type of shit, you feel me? That you probably done backdoored in the past, and you didn't repent it since then, and your homie ain't repented though, you know, but both y'all still liable for the judgment, right? But, you know, things can happen. You know, y'all on the block chilling, you know, pulling up, all of that, but, you know, and he see somebody that, you know, he don't like, you know, so he hand you one of his posts. He hand you one of his like, man, we finna go get this nigga. That's that nigga that did us dirty in the past, right? We finna go get him. And now you under that pressure to go and get that get back when you not supposed to be living that same lifestyle no more. You didn't put yourself in that situation now. You know, everybody looking at you, and then if you deny him giving you the pole, him putting the pole in your hand, and you going to get that get back, now you scary, now you a lame, you know, now you ain't a rider no more for your niggas, you know. So you putting yourself into these different types of temptation, you know. You putting yourself into these different types of peer pressure, and you gotta watch that, man. You gotta watch that. What the scripture say? It say, Sirach 8:15, travel not by the way with a bold fellow, lest he become grievous unto thee, for he will do according to his own will. This nigga liable to do anything according to his own will, right? It says, and thou shalt perish with him through his folly. So you gonna perish with him through his folly, right? Another type of temptation through peer pressure. You know, you got you might be trying to stay righteous, right? But you got niggas around you that's, you know, still in the trap, you know, still doing things, getting money this way and that way, you know, and you know, you kind of hurting right now. You know you need bread too. And you know, you got homies that's getting to it and all that. You know, you might be tempted to ask your homie to put you on. You know, put me on, you know, let me just grab one of them things or whatever. Let me grab an 8-ball. Let me grab a QP or whatever. And, you know, let me do what it do just so I can get back on. You know, jobs is slow right now. Times is hard right now, you know. But you got to remember, brother, slow motion is better than no motion, right? Even if the jobs is slow, you know, and you dealing with that every 2-week check, brother, you got to deal with that. You know, you got to stay righteous, right? You got to stay righteous. And what is being righteous? Let me go to this real quick. Romans 10:5. It's Romans chapter 10 and verse 5. It says, for Moses describeth righteousness, which is of the law, that the man which doeth those things shall live by them, right? And that's righteousness, living by the law, right? So you going and taking those drugs, or you taking, you know, that pack or whatever, and trying to get it off just to get some quick dollars, brother, you going off. You know, you giving in into that temptation. And, you know, the Lord said this, right? Let's go to the book of Proverbs. Let's go to the book of Proverbs, right? Sometimes you just got to wait your turn, brother. Go through the smoke, go through the fire, go through the rain. You feel me? But wait your turn, brother, right? Your time is coming. It's an easy thing in the sight of the Most High to make a poor man rich, to make a man that's going through some things, you know, come up in the end, in the long run, right? You just got to stay down till you come up, right? And that's something that I had to deal with. You know, it been times where I didn't contemplate it, you know, doing things that's contrary to the scriptures and all that, just to get ahead, just to make a quick dollar. But you gotta cut, when you thinking like that, you gotta cut yourself with these scriptures, right? Because that's the same thing that Yahushua did. We gonna get that next. I keep saying that. This is the book of Proverbs chapter 30 and verse 8. It says, I'm gonna start at 7. It says, 2 things have I required of thee, deny me them not before I die. Right? It says, remove far from me vanity and lies, right? It says, give me neither poverty nor riches, right? So this, I believe this is Solomon writing this, right? It says, it says the words of Agur, right? So he said, give me neither poverty nor riches. I don't want to be rich and I don't want to be broke. That's what he asking the Lord. Lord, don't make me too rich. Don't make me too broke. Why? He finna explain why. It says, feed me with food convenient for me, lest I be full and deny thee. Because why? A lot of rich people, they feel like they so rich that they don't need the Lord. You know, and your money will tempt you like that. Your money will have you ready to forsake the Most High. Oh, you rich. You ain't got to get up and pray. Oh, you rich. You ain't got to read no more. Oh, you rich. You ain't got to keep them commandments. You set up already. No, brother, you got to keep the commandments still. There's rich people that was keeping the commandments. You got Joseph of Arimathea, right? Let me see if I can find this real quick. Got to blow the dust off this one. You got Joseph of Arimathea. He was a rich man, still keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Let me go to the book of John. I believe it's in John. This is book of John, chapter 19 and verse 38. It says, and after this, Joseph of Arimathea, being a disciple of Yahushua, but secretly for fear of the Jews, besought Pilate that he might take away the body of Yahushua. And Pilate gave him leave. He came therefore and took the body of Yahushua. Right? So Joseph of Arimathea, you know, he bought the sepulcher, you know, and I believe he bought the he bought the spices for Yahushua's body as well. I believe. Let me see. I believe I might have to go to it in Luke. Let me see. Let's go to it in Luke. Let's get the Luke account, because I don't think that's what I wanted. Luke chapter 23. Luke chapter 23 and this one's saying the same thing. Right, but Joseph of Arimathea, he was a rich man, right? Salakia. He was a rich man, and you know, he was keeping the commandments as well. Right? So Salakia, I'm finna go back to Proverbs 30 and no, I'm gonna get one more precept. Right, I'm gonna go to another one. Let's go to the book of Job. Right, because you got a lot of rich people, you know, they think just because of their money, they don't got to serve the Lord. Right? They think just because they got bread, you know, they don't, you feel me? They don't need the Most High. And that's wicked. This is the book of Job, chapter 21 and verse 13. It says, they spend their days in wealth, and in a moment go down to the grave. Therefore they say unto God, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. Right? So rich people, they say, what we need the Most High for? You got people like Jay-Z. You got people like Beyonce. You know, all of these rich people, you know, they claiming that they don't need the Lord. You know, you never hear them speak on God. You know, you never hear them acknowledge the Most High for all their accomplishments. They think they did it themselves, right? Let me go to the book of Malachi. They think they did it themselves. Let me finish Job first, though. It says, therefore they say unto God, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. What is the Almighty that we should serve him? And what profit shall we have if we pray unto him? Right? So it said, they be like, who is the Most High that we should serve him? Why should I pray unto him when I got all this bread, when I got all this money, I got all this gold and riches and all that? What I need the Most High for? I got 10 mil in my bank account. You know, you got some niggas that got 100K under they mattress right now, and they feel like they don't need the Most High. They don't need his commandments. I know niggas that's like that take pictures putting 100K to their head every day. And you tell the brother, like, brother, stop eating pork. I don't got to do that. I don't got to do that. I got money all day. Nigga, get your money up. That's what you need to be worried about. You worry about keeping the commandments. Nigga, get your money up. That's tempting the Lord right there. That's giving in to that temptation, right? Because the Most High kill you, right? And take all your money that you got, right? This is Malachi chapter 3 and verse 13. It says, your words have been stout against me, right? This is the Most High talk, saith Yahweh. Yet ye say, what have we spoken so much against thee? Ye have said, it is vain to serve God. And what profit is it that we have kept his ordinance, right? So we saying that it's vain, it's pointless. Vain means pointless. We saying that it's pointless to serve the Most High. Like, what profit is in it? What money is comes from serving the Most High? You can't do what you want. You can't eat what you want. You can't sleep with who you want. You know, they act like it's pointless. It's going against everything that they want to do. Why? Because they walking in the flesh, right? These people that saying this, they lusting after the flesh. They walking in the flesh. They not walking after the spirit, right? We're gonna get that next. It says, and what profit is it that we have kept his ordinance, and that we have walked mournfully before the Lord of hosts? And now we call the proud happy. Yeah, and those people that got bread right now, they proud. And we look at them as being happy. Why? Because they enjoying this time in this wicked ass kingdom, even though this is not their kingdom. They kind of set up right now. It says, and yea, they that work wickedness are set up. The people that's working wickedness, they set up. We sitting watching the people that's selling drugs to their own people all day, selling all these perks, selling all these fentanyls, selling all these X pills and all of that. You know, selling $5 rocks, all types of things. We watching these people sell these things to their own people, and then they get home with a full pocket of money every day. You know, if you go on the west side of Chicago, on Madison and Pulaski, you go see all the trappers out there, and they out broad day with it. They don't care, and they going home. The police driving straight past them. So them drug dealers, they don't have a care in the world. They going home with a pocket full of money every day, right? And the people that's trying to live righteous, we just looking at them. We just looking at them get all that money, looking at them have the time of their life, taking their wives, buying all these gifts for their wives, driving the cars that you want, that you got to work day and night with the sweat on your forehead for. You know, we watching them do all of these things, take pictures with the money up to their head and all that. We watching them do all of this and do all of that, but we trying to live righteous. So we get you start hating the truth, because of what? That peer pressure is getting on you. That temptation is getting on you to go back to that lifestyle. Like, man, why am I doing this when I could easily be getting that money and I can have any female I want? All the females, they act like they don't want me right now, because why? I'm always in the Bible. Don't no female want no nigga that's in the Bible. The female want the niggas with money and the fast cars. Right? The females want the bad boys. They want that. They want them. So why I'm having trouble getting the women? You know, I need to just go back to that lifestyle, and then I'll be comfortable. But brother, that's just Satan talking in your ear. That's the adversary trying to tempt you, and you can't give in to that. Right? It says, they that work wickedness are set up. They that tempt God are even delivered. It say they that tempt the Most High are even delivered. Meaning what? They don't have a care in the world. They make it home safely with no trouble. With, like I said, with a pocket full of money. The police was driving straight past these niggas as they outside trapping. They trapping in front of the cop cars. They don't care. Because why? They that tempt God are even delivered. Why? Because the Most High has a greater destruction for them that's coming later on. They think it's cool right now, but they got a bigger destruction coming later on. All right, let me go to the book of Ecclesiastes, just to show that, right? So don't be marveling at the works of sinners. Let me go to Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and verse 11. It says, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. So just because they don't get their judgment right then and there, or the next day, or the next week, that don't mean it's not coming. That don't mean the Most High don't got some plan for their wicked ass, right? It says, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. So they trust. So they trusting in their evil ways. They believe that they could continue doing this day in and day out and not have no repercussions for it, right? Thinking the Most High don't see them. Or thinking that the Most High is with them while they doing this evil shit. It says, though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear God, which fear before him. Right? So it's going to be better with the people that fear the Most High. that choose to stay down till they come up and get it the hard way, get it out the mud, as they say. You know, getting it out the mud ain't being out there trapping all day, selling drugs to your own people. That's not what it is. And I had to realize that. You know, like the brother Ayla Dad say, the brother Young Bundles, you know, he say, he used to, you know, and him and Chief Priest, they got that song Raw. You know, it said, he said, I used to post up at the store, work stashed behind the door. Everything I had was pure, so things was coming back for more. But the Most High opened my eyes, right? He said, the Most High opened my eyes, and I seen that I was flawed, right? Because why? You flawed. You selling drugs to your own people. You're not really the good man that you think you is, despite the little good deeds you try to do. You know, drug dealers, they always try to do good deeds, buy turkeys for the hood, buy Christmas presents for the shorties and all that. During that time, get blankets to the homeless, right? But you still wicked. Salakia. It says, though a sinner, verse 13, but it shall be well with the wicked. But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before God, right? So the wicked, their days not going to be prolonged, right? They got a judgment coming, and it's going to come, right? So you just got to stay down till you come up, brother. Don't give in into that type of peer pressure that you might, you know, that you might have to conform to the ways of the world just to get you some money in your pocket, or just to, you know, seek love, right? This is Sirach 11:21. It says, marvel not. It says, I'm going to start at 20. It says, be steadfast in thy covenant, and be conversant therein, and wax old in thy work, right? So it said, be steadfast in thy covenant, right? The covenant is the law, statutes, and commandments. Be steadfast. Hold on to it. Stay firm in it, right? It says, and be conversant therein, right? And wax old in thy work, meaning continue to do it. Do it. Wear yourself out and live in righteousness. Wear yourself out and living righteously, right? It says, marvel not at the works of sinners. Don't be amazed by what the sinners is doing just to get their bread. Don't be amazed with that nigga that got the fast car, that got all the Hellcats. You know, he got about three different types of Hell. He got a Scat, he got the Daytona, and he got the Hellcat. You know, in damn every body style, he got it. In every color, he got it. And then he got the women on him. All the women in his city, they all in his inbox. You know, he got the money counters, he got the bread, he got all that. He got every shoe. You know, you got to, hey, don't marvel at those things. Because why? He gonna soon get cut down, like I said in Psalms 37. You know, this is just his time to, you know, get it in right now. You know, but it's gonna be better for you in the long run because you chose to stay down till you come up with the Most High. It says, marvel not at the works of sinners, but trust in the Lord and abide in thy labor, right? It says, for it is an easy thing in the sight of Yahweh on the sudden to make a poor man rich. It's an easy thing for the Most High to make a poor man rich. Most High can have your parlay hit on FanDuel. Them parlays, you steady putting them parlays in because you don't want to do nothing wicked. You know, ain't nothing wrong with gambling. So you putting the parlays in. You know, hoping Steph Curry hit them 5 threes. Hoping Ja Morant, you know, drop a double-double. You know, hoping Westbrook can get down over 10 points. You know, you doing damn donation bets on what they would call donation bets on FanDuel, some shit that's damn near impossible. You putting in shit in a parlay that's damn near impossible, hoping that it hit. And guess what? The Most High can have your parlay hit. As long as you stand down till you come up, you stand on the righteous path. Most High can make you rich easily. Easily. It could just happen like that. You know, so don't marvel, don't let that temptation, that peer pressure get on you. You know? You just got to stay down until you come up. It says, the blessing of the Lord is in the reward of the godly, and suddenly he maketh his blessing to flourish, right? So the blessing of the Most High is with the godly. And who is the godly? Those that's keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Those that's choosing to stay down until they come up, right? You got another temptation, right? Dealing with anger, right? A lot of y'all got anger problems. You know, you got that damn temper, and you didn't carry that temper into the truth. You still got it, that damn anger demon on you. You know, a scenario I brought up, you know, you might have somebody at your job steady tempting you to beat their ass. You might have somebody at your job steady tempting you to beat their ass. Your wife steady tempting you to, you know, slap her up. You know, because that damn nagging that she doing every day you come home. You know, because you're not the same nigga you was when she first got with you. Now you in the truth. Now you want to live according to the Bible. You don't want to take her out on days that the Sabbath fall on. You know, it seemed like every time the every whatever day the Sabbath fall on, you know, your wife, she just want to automatically go out that day. That's Satan trying to get you to go off on the Sabbath. You know, that's no matter what day. The Sabbath could be on a Monday, or it could be fall on a Wednesday or whatever, because we keep the Sabbath according to the new moon, right? So it ain't no telling what day the Sabbath go fall on. You know, it depends, you know, how whatever day the new moon falls on, right? But, you know, keeping the Sabbath, that way the Sabbath could fall on a Wednesday, and she want to go, babe, I heard the movies is half off tonight. Let's go to the movies. You know, let's go see Creed 3. Let's go see Scream. You know, you gonna be like, babe, it's the Sabbath. I can't do that. She gonna be, I'm not trying to hear that. You never take me out no more. Woo, woo. Why you can't just wait till the weekend, babe? Why you can't just wait on a day that's not the Sabbath? Why every time you want to go out, it got to be the Sabbath? Why? That's temptation. That's Satan trying to get you to go off, brother. You know, and some of y'all niggas, y'all can't control y'all rib. Y'all don't know how to put y'all foot down, so she gonna force you to go off on the Sabbath. You gonna end up going off, right? Giving in into that peer pressure, giving in into that temptation, right? Or, you know, she nagging at you. You know, she tired of you because why? You ain't got the money that you used to have back when you did trap, back when you did do those wicked things, and you trying to stay on the righteous path with the day-to-day job, with the 9 to 5. You trying to be a 9 to 5 brother now because you done found Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and you changed your life over. She probably wants you to go back to that. You know, she idolizing all the women that got the Birkins, that got the Marc Jacobs tote bags and all that. How they mans is buying them, you know, because those women that she idolizing, they dealing with the rappers, the drug dealers, the trappers. You know, they dealing with them. And you just 9 to 5 playing Jane Jake now. You know, she trying to get up in your ear. Maybe you need to do that again. You know, I want to go out. I want to go on a vacation. I want to take a trip. Brother, don't let her get in your ear. And don't let that nagging that she doing to you, you know, make you want to choke her up. Because sometimes, you know, a lot of y'all brothers, y'all want to choke y'all wife up like Homer be doing Bart Simpson on The Simpsons, man. You want to get to choking her up, brother. You can't be like that, brother. You got to control your anger, right? You got to be slow to anger. And in the work situations, you know, you got to realize when Satan is trying to tempt you. You know, for example, with me, I got this old ass Issacharite. And brothers know how them Issacharites be in the warehouses. You know, Issachar be down there thinking he the damn police in the warehouse. He think he's second in command in the warehouse. Ain't never been offered a management position a day in his life, you know, but somehow think he a manager, you know, and he just think he can just come around telling everybody what to do, especially you, because you the young Moreno. You the young Mayate, Pinche Mayate, you know, whatever they be saying to you, calling us, you know. And them are people. Them are people, but they don't know. They old, they stuck in their ways, right? But, you know, so I be having to deal with this old Issacharite at work. And, you know, sometimes he gets snappy at the mouth. You know, I be like, man, I be ready to say something crazy to him. You know, I'll be ready to, you know, hem him up. Like, man, you better stop talking to me. Like, brother, you don't know where I come from. You feel me? Like, I'll be ready to do that to him sometimes. But I got to remember, like, he's still a brother. I got to forgive him 70 times 7. Right? And I got to remember that that's just Satan trying to tempt me to go off, tempt me to snap, and have me lose my job. Now I'm back, you know, wondering where my next dollar go come from. And now I'm dealing with another type of temptation that's tempting me to go back into the world and do worldly things to get a check that way. So you got to realize what plan Satan got devised for you. because he gonna try your ass. He definitely is, right? Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 7. All praises, I'm already there, right? Ecclesiastes 7 and 9. It says, be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for anger resteth in the bosom of fools, right? So don't be hasty. Don't be quick to get mad and act out of anger. Because why it say anger resteth in the bosom of fools? You gonna feel dumb as hell after you done acted out your anger and now you done lost your job. That's how I would feel. I feel dumb as hell. I just lost my job. You know, and I ain't even been on this job that long. And if I lose it, it took me so long to find this job. You know, it took me so long to find this job, to find a job that fits my schedule, because I got a newborn, you know, and I have a wife that works, and I got to be able to take her to work, you know. So I got things that I have to do, and my job, it fits so well with my schedule. It would be foolish as hell, dumb as hell for me right now to lose this job by fighting at work or letting Satan get me off my square. And a lot of y'all brothers, y'all know the situation that I'm in, because you're in the same situation. Like we read in James. I mean, like we read in it's like your 1 Corinthians. You know, ain't no temptation that's common, that's not common to man. You know, so we all kind of dealing with some type of temptation, right? We all kind of dealing with this. It says, be not hasty. It says, be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for anger resteth in the bosom of fools, right? Let's go to Proverbs 14 chapter. Right, you can't be quick to act out your anger, bro. You know, you gotta watch your mouth. You gotta learn how to shut your lips. Sometimes you gotta block shit out. You gotta block shit out, because you know the old man that you used to be, you know, you have been ready to first 48 a nigga. You know, you can't be like that. You can't be like that no more, right? Especially dealing with your own people, right? You don't wanna do that, right? Because now you pissing the Most High off over words, right? They ain't unless they put their hands on you, you gotta deal with it now. You gotta do what you gotta do now. You better defend yourself, right? But some words, you gotta remember, sticks and stones. They say that in the world. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words ain't gonna hurt me. You feel me? And you gotta be like that. You gotta have that thick skin, that tough skin, right? This Proverbs 14 and 17. It says, he that is soon angry dealeth foolishly, right? So you quick to get mad, and you can't control your anger. You dealing foolishly. You got to realize, brother, that's a demon trying to get you to get you off your square, right? It says, and the man of wicked devices is hated, right? So it said, he that is soon angry dealeth foolishly. You go deal foolishly. You gonna make a mistake that you can't take back. And you see this all the time. You know, brothers in the hood. You know, you lose in the dice game. You lose in the dice game on the block. Now you finna kill the nigga that done came up and took all your money. Brother, stop being angry, brother. You know you can't control your anger. You know you're a sore loser. What the fuck is you doing gambling in the first place? Now you finna make a decision that you can't take back. You done killed this man. You done robbed him and took his money when he won it fair and square gambling with you. But you a sore loser. You couldn't take that. That's how my brother got killed. My brother came up in a dice game. You feel me? And his own homie, you know, couldn't take the loss. Backdoored my brother. Backdoored my older brother. You know, backdoored him. This was 6 years ago. Right? Backdoored my older brother. He'll never be here again. And the dude is in jail now for the rest of his life. Right? So like, yeah. These are things that go down in the hood that we see every day. Right? So all of us, we got to deal with the same type of temptation. Right? You got to watch your anger. Right? Even dealing with your woman. Right? Let's go to the book of Job. Even dealing with your woman, she might be one of them. A lot of y'all brothers, y'all like them hood bitches. You know, and you know how them hood bitches come. They slick at the mouth. They real slick at the mouth. You know, and they, whew, I feel sorry for some of y'all brothers, that especially y'all ones that don't know how to put y'all foot down. And then you can't control your anger at that. So your woman, she get to talking crazy to you, and you smack her. You pulled a Jody. You know, she hitting you all on your back. She hitting you all on your back, and you just turn around, backhand her, boom, like Jody did in Baby Boy. You know, but she not finna get off. She not finna let you off of you. You know, doing what Jody did. She not finna she finna call the police, and now you in jail fighting a domestic, all because what, you couldn't control your anger. You know, you gotta realize that the woman. You gotta realize that the woman is the weaker vessel, right? If she go act out of her emotions, it's gonna be easy for Satan to get on her and use her against you. That's the same thing that happened in the garden. Satan Satan threw the serpent, tempted Eve, and she went off, right? And you know, used Adam, used her to get Adam to go off, right? So we see that happens a lot in our own households, right? Speaking on Job lost everything. Like I said, your woman could be getting at you because when you was in the world, you didn't set yourself up to be a successful man. So you might be dealing with financial hardships, you know, and you might be having to depend on your woman for a little bit, you know, depend on your woman to get you through hard times and all of that. You know, and you depending on her, she getting tired of you. She thinks she could talk to you any kind of way, you know, because she an evil ass woman. You know, and she gets to talking about you, you know, saying that you down, you know, you ain't never had no money, you know, you this and you that, you know, just curse God and die. Like Job's wife told him, right? This is the book of Job, chapter 2, and verse I'm gonna start at 7. It says, so went Satan forth from the presence of Yahweh, and smote Job with sore boils from the sole of his foot unto his crown. So Satan, you know, Satan then already took everything, all of Job's riches. You know, now Satan killed Job's children. You know, took all Job's flocks. You know, and then killed his herdmen and all of that. You know, now Satan then got permission to fuck with Job's health. He said the Most High gave Satan permission to fuck with Job's health, but you know, he don't have permission to kill Job though. You know, he could just mess with his health, right? And this is what Job's wife finna say to him, right? Verse 8, Salakia. It says, and he took him a potsherd to scrape himself withal, and he sat down among the ashes, right? Verse 9. Here what his wife said. Then said his wife unto him, dost thou still retain thine integrity? Curse God and die. So she was like, nigga, you still trying to be righteous after the Most High done did all this to you? You still trying to be righteous if you done lost everything? You need to go back out and pick that pack up, nigga, and get all that money back that we just lost, you know, through these hard times. You need to go get that get back. You know, you need to go do this. You need to go do that. You need to go find you a job. Woo, woo, woo. You know how your woman get all in your ear and saying all that? Job could have did anything right this moment. Job could have killed his wife. Like, shut up, and just put her to sleep right then and there. He could have did that, but what? No. Job recognized that that's just a demon talking through her, trying to get him to go off further, right? So this is what he did. It says, but he said unto her, thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh, right? He basically said, bitch, you sound crazy as hell. I'm not finna trade and turn my back on the Most High just because he got me going through hard times right now. And that's what you gotta say, because you gotta realize that that person that's nagging at you, that's not nobody but Satan. You can't be quick to get angry, right? Just because she talking crazy to you. You can't. You know, hey, you go find you a better wife. Hey, us men in this truth, you know, we allowed to have multiple wives, right? So when one wife is acting up, you can go and be with that other wife. How about that, right? So when she acting up, when she doing all that nagging, you go find you a better woman, right? That don't mind, you know, helping you, being that don't mind helping you until you back on your feet, brother, right? Because that's what a woman is supposed to be anyways. Your woman is supposed to be a helpmate to you, right? This is Genesis chapter 2 verse 18. All right, let me just get that real quick. Genesis 2 and 18. It says, and the Lord said, And the Lord God said, it is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him an helpmeet for him. Right? So that's what your woman's supposed to be for you, a helpmeet. So if that first woman don't want to be a helpmeet, go find you another woman that's willing to be a helpmeet. And the Most High, Lord willing, go direct your steps to allow you to find a better woman, right? That's not going to be rational at the mouth like that. But realize that the woman that is rational at the mouth, that's not nobody but Satan trying to talk through her and get you to go off, brother. Trying to get you to catch a domestic. Now you in jail behind those doors, and you're not on the highways and byways teaching no more. So the sheep not getting fed. You gotta watch that, man. You gotta watch that, right? Because like Yahweh said to Peter, Simon, Satan has desired to sift you as wheat, right? Satan was desiring to take Peter because because Satan knew that Peter was gonna be the rock of the church, right? Peter was gonna be the one to carry it on. So Satan was trying to sift out Peter like wheat. And you gotta realize that Satan trying to sift us like wheat as well, man. Trying to get us to go off. Because that's gonna be another soldier down from the Lord's army, you know. So it says, but he said unto her, thou speakest as one as the foolish women speaketh. What, shall we receive good at the hand of God? And shall we not receive evil? And all this did not Job sin with his lips. Right? So, hey, Job ain't sin, man. Why? Because he didn't go off. He didn't act crazy out of his anger. Right? So you got to be that same way, brother. Right? If somebody talking crazy to you, it's like it. You gotta know. You gotta know what type of situation you in. You know, some of y'all got managers over y'all that think they could talk to you any kind of way. Right? But you know that if you say something back, you know, you gonna lose your job. You know what I mean? Don't let nobody slave you out. Don't let nobody talk crazy to you any kind of way. You know, you could kind of say something. You could say something back at them without it being. Let me grab this quick preset real quick. Without it being too rational that get you fired. You know, but don't just be no pushover. You feel me? Don't be no pushover. Right? This Titus 2:8. It says sound speech that cannot be condemned. So you got to use sound speech that can't be condemned, right? Like it says in Colossians 4:6, let your speech be seasoned with salt. Know how to talk, know how to get back at somebody, know how to talk to somebody, right? Know how to get slick at the mouth back with them, but in a way that they can condemn you for it, right? It says sound speech that cannot be condemned, that he that is of the contrary, meaning them that you talking against, right? The he that is on the contrary part may be ashamed, having no evil thing to say of you, right? So them that being on the contrary part, you still putting them to shame, but they can't say nothing evil about you. Because why? You spitting facts at their ass, right? And they can't fire you for spitting no facts at them, right? So you got to know. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 28 and verse... Verse 11, it says, a hasty contention kindleth a fire, and an hasty fighting sheddeth blood. If thou blow the spark, it shall burn. If thou spit upon it, it shall be quenched. So it says, if you blow the spark, it shall burn. Right? Meaning what? If you amp it up, if you say some things, that if they said some heated things to you, and it's already some tension in the air, and you say something to keep the tension going, it's gonna burn, it's gonna turn into a fire. Y'all gonna be fighting before you know it. And you finna be getting walked out the job. Or you finna be on your way to jail. You know? Because why? You done turned it into a full-fledged fight now. Just based off your words. Like I said. Like the Bible said, you gotta use the sound speech that can't be condemned. Right? It says, if thou blow the spark, it shall burn. If thou spit upon it, it shall be quenched. And both these come out of thy mouth, right? So both of those solutions come out of your mouth, right? You can use the sound speech and quench that fire. Meaning what? You getting back at them but you doing it in a way that they can't really get at you for, right? Or you can say some shit like, man, fuck you, fuck your mama, woo, 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 and now y'all boxing. Now you and the manager boxing, you done lost your job. You gotta know these things, man, because I know people that been in these situations where they arguing with their manager, they say the wrong thing, you know, not a manager trying to fight them, and they trying to fight the manager, and now you getting fired because they not gonna fire the manager. They the manager. The manager gonna still have their job. You just a regular employee. They gonna get rid of you and replace you. You know, so you gotta know, right? But like I said, don't be no pushover though, right? Don't just let nobody talk to you any kind of way. You know, you get back at them, but use wisdom with the way you're doing it, right? It says, that's it on it, right? Yeah, that was it on that. All right, so another type of lust, right? This will be the last type of lust that I get into, and then we're gonna get into how to fight the lust, right? The last type of, I mean, not lust. I'm saying the temptation. The last type of lust is temptation. I mean, the last type of temptation is lust. Salakia. My bad. The last type of temptation is lust. Dealing with lust, man. Because a lot of y'all, I'm going to keep using the workplace, for example. Right? Or I can use social media. But I'm going to use the workplace real quick. You know, a lot of y'all be having these work boyfriends. Y'all sisters, y'all know what I'm talking about. You got a work boo. You got a work boyfriend, and you got a boyfriend at home. You know, and the work boyfriend, he know that you got a man at home. But he just so lustful. He wants you. From you showing up to work at Amazon in them damn leggings every day. You tempting the hell out of this man. Making him want you. Yeah, you know what you doing, sister. You wearing them leggings that let the booty jiggle just enough. You let the ass jiggle. You wear them leggings that's loose enough, tight enough, that the ass still got some jiggle to it. And they damn near see-through. Knowing you got a man at home, you tempting all of these men at work. You wicked as hell. And you men, you knowing she got a man at home. You wicked as hell because you looking at her. When your house, I said this. You can't be lusting after no woman that already got a man. That's temptation, brother. You can't be giving in to that. This is Matthew chapter 5 and verse 30. Matthew 5 and verse 30. It says, oh, so like not 30. That's not what I wanted. Matthew 5 and what did I want? Is it 27? Bear with me. Oh, I'm in 6. That's why I'm not finding it. I'm in Matthew chapter 6. Right? Matthew 5 and verse 27. Right? It says, ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not commit adultery. Right? We heard that you can't commit adultery. That's in the 10 Commandments. Right? It says, but I say unto you, that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her, have committed adultery with her already in his heart. Right? So if you're looking at this woman knowing she married, knowing she got a man at home, you waiting on her to show up to work, you know she gonna finna be looking bad, and you know you just go walk up, you thinking every day, yeah, this the day I'm gonna say something to her. This the day. She show up in them leggings today, I'm saying something to her. Right? Or you on your way to work, you stopping at the store. Or this the day before work, you stopping at the store thinking about her. Like, I'm finna buy this rose, and I'm gonna leave it on her desk. I'm gonna leave it on her desk for work. And I'm gonna put a card, and she gonna know who it's from. Because I know she been going through hard times with her man at home. Yeah, and I'm finna go ahead and slip in. I'm finna go ahead and slip in, right? That's what you thinking. You a wicked ass nigga if you thinking that, right? It says, but I say unto you, whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her have committed adultery with her already in his heart, right? And you probably thinking like, giving her this little rose, that ain't committing adultery. That ain't me sleeping with her. You know, me getting her number, that ain't committing adultery. That ain't me sleeping with her. You know, but you doing all of this, and you know all of that is gonna lead up to you sleeping with her, brother, because that's how the temptation goes. You giving in into it, right? You letting it take over you, right? Did I finish all that in James? So like, yeah, I didn't finish all that in James. This is a key part that I wanted to bring out in James, because you giving, you doing all that. You giving over to the temptation. You giving yourself over to it. And what? When you entice the temptation, you gonna get your ass bit by the serpent. You feel me? Your ass gonna get bit by the serpent. You keep enticing it. Like it. Right? Let me grab this first, though. No, I'm gonna grab this in James first. This James 1 and 14 again. It says, but every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. So every man is tempted when he's drawn away of his own lust. When you let that lust take over you, because you're not fasting, you're not praying, you know, you're not staying built up with keeping the commandments, that lust go rule over you, right? You done let it already take over. And what? You done got enticed now. You infatuated with the thought of having this man wife in your bed. And you can't be like that, brother. You infatuated with the thought of you going back to the block selling drugs. And you can't be like that, brother. Right? Because why? It says, then when lust have conceived, right? When the lust have conceived, meaning what? First it planted that seed in your head. You know, but now it done conceived. It's growing. It's growing more and more every day. And now what? It says, it has conceived, it bringeth forth sin. Now you done did it. You didn't did it, and it brings forth sin. Because why? The sin was doing it, and you didn't did it. Meaning you brought forth sin. It says, and sin when it is finished, bringing forth death. Because why? In Romans 6 and 23, we see that it say the wages of sin is death. Right? So if you are here sinning, you let that idea, it started off from an idea, from a notion. Then you let it grow, and you let it grow, and you let it grow, until you finally then went up and did the act. Now what? You done earned yourself a death. That's why, you know, you better repent if you done did that. You know, and pray that the Lord have mercy on you. Or, you know, it's over with for you. It's over with. Ain't nothing, you know, too much you can say, especially with adultery. You know, it's over with for you. You know, so Lord willing, you repented. You know, and the Most High has some type of mercy on you. You know, like he did with David. Let me go to that real quick. It's the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 11 from the top. Right? It says, and it came to pass after the year was expired, at the time when kings go forth to battle, that David sent Joab and his servants with him and all Israel, and they destroyed the children of Ammon and besieged Rabbah, but David tarried still at Jerusalem. So they was at war, right? But David was still, you know, he stayed home, right? It says, and it came to pass in the evening tide that David arose from his bed, right? So he, you know, he got out his bed, right, and walked upon the roof of the king's house. So he's walking on his roof, probably got his king robe on. It's probably all minked up. You know, ain't no telling. He probably got his crown on. He feeling himself, right? It says he walked upon the roof of the king's house, and on his roof he saw a woman washing herself, and the woman was very beautiful to look upon. So he's gazing at his kingdom and all that, and he peeping the distance. He see a woman washing herself, right? She washing up, probably got the suds and the soap all over her body. You know how Eve be doing. She wash herself in slow motion, especially when she thinks somebody looking. She go, you know, soap suds all over her body. She looking probably scrumdiddlyumptious, right? That's some brothers say in the world. You looking scrumdiddlyumptious, shorty. Looking like lunch right now. And that's what David was thinking. He like, she looking like lunch right now, right? And it said, and David sent and inquired after a woman. He was like, I gotta have her. Who that is? Who that is, bring her here. Brothers then saw that meme. The brother that's always lusting over something. It'd be something crazy. It'd be something crazy that he lusting after. And he somehow lusting after it. Like he'd just see something and, you know, the camera flashed to him and he's sweating. He, and it's, sir. And he'd be, bring me that thing right there. You can't be lustful like that, dealing with all that temptation just from what you see, man. That's why the Bible says there's nothing more wicked than the eye. Because your eyes, they see something, and then they plant that seed in your mind, and now you finna go after your lust, after that temptation, right? And that's what happened to David. David, he saw it with the eyes. He got the idea in his mind, and he executed after the idea. He enticed it and executed it, right? It says, and David sent and inquired after the woman, and one said, is not this Bathsheba, the daughter of Eliam, the wife of Uriah the Hittite? So it was made known to David that this was somebody's wife. But did he care? No, he didn't. Because he had the idea that he wanted to do this already in his head, right? It said, and David sent messengers and took her, and she came in unto him, and he lay with her. And Eve gullible as hell. Eve gullible, she knows she got a husband that way at war, but she didn't give a damn. She like, hey, I'm finna lay with the king. You know, hey, this nigga got money. I'm finna go have sex with him, right? Salakia. It says, and he lay with her, for she was purified from her uncleanness, and she returned unto her house. Right? See, so he smashed and sent her back home packing. Right? Little one night stand type shit. And you can't be doing that, brother. Right? It says, and the woman conceived and sent and told David and said, I am with child. So she got pregnant by David. He didn't fuck around and bust in it, man. You know, you didn't bust in a one night stand coochie. Like, you can't do that, brother. You know, that's off. But first off, you shouldn't have been in it in the first place. Right? But you didn't entertain your thoughts, entertain your temptation. When really you should have cut yourself with the scriptures, man. When you feeling that temptation, you got to cut yourself with the scriptures. Now we finna get into battling that temptation, right? How you battle that, right? Let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 4. No, I'm gonna start off with this. I'm gonna start off with Matthew chapter 4. Right, this is the book of Matthew chapter 4 from the top. I'm gonna get a couple more and then I'm gonna wind down because I don't want this to be too long. Right. Matthew chapter 4 from the top. It says, then was Yahushua led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. Right. So, hey, that's a cut right there to the Trinity, and that's a cut to the virgin birth, right? Because they say Yahushua, you know, him and the Most High was the same deity and all that, you know, and that's a cut because the Most High can't be tempted, as it says in James, right? But Yahushua was tempted. It says, and when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward and hungered. And when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the Son of God, command that these stones be made bread. Right? So the tempter is trying to get Yahushua, right? But what did Yahushua do? He said, but he answered and said, it is written, right? It is written. What does that mean? He went to the scriptures, right? When you see it is written, they're referring to a scripture, right? It says, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High. It's like it. It say, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High, right? So Yahushua, he quoted Deuteronomy 8:3, right? And he quickly cut Satan with the scriptures because why? The scriptures cut. When you feel under temptation, you could cut it, right? It says, then the devil taketh him up into the holy city and setteth him on the pinnacle of the temple and saith unto him, if thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down, for it is written, he shall give his angels charge concerning thee, and in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against the stone, right? It says, Yahushua said unto him, It is written again, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. Right? So, hey, he quoted the scriptures again. That's what you got to do. You got to cut that temptation with the word of the Lord, man. You know, whenever you feel in temptation, whenever you feel like you finna watch porn and go to work on yourself, whenever you feel like you finna you on the verge of committing adultery, whenever you feel like you finna go off at work and damn burn the whole warehouse down, whenever you feel like you finna choke your woman up, you know, whenever you feel like you finna bring up that old man and go back to selling drugs and being that old nigga that you was, hey, you gotta cut yourself with the scriptures, right? That's what you gotta do. It's the book of Hebrews chapter 4 and verse 12. For the word of God is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, right? And of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart, right? And the discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart, that's the temptation that you're dealing with, right? And the word of the Lord is going to cut that every time, right? Especially, man, hey, you better pull up the scriptures like Yahweh Shah did, you know, and that account happened for our learning, right? This is Romans 15 and 4. This is Romans chapter 15 and verse 4. It says, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning. So everything that's written in this Bible, all of these accounts, is written for us to learn and take heed to, you know, so that we know how to govern and perform our own situations out, right? It says, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope, right? So like, for example, you dealing with adultery, right? Like I said, you trying to get at that woman at work, you know, she got a man at home, you know, but you still want her, you know, you will go to the scriptures. First, you'll go to Leviticus 20 and 10, saying that a man shall not lay with another man's wife. But then you think, okay, well, I ain't gonna lay with her. I'm gonna just chill with her. Well, brother, you can't chill with her either. Let's go to Sirach chapter 9. Sirach chapter 9, right? Sirach 9 and 9. No, I'm gonna start at 8. It says, turn away thine eye from a beautiful woman, right? So, hey, you can acknowledge that a woman is beautiful. That's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, okay, this is a beautiful sister. But once you get to meditating on her, trying to picture her naked in your head, you know, knowing she belongs to somebody, you going off now. Now you're doing too fucking much, right? It says, and look not upon another's beauty, for many have been deceived by the beauty of a woman. And you being deceived by her. You letting her beauty bring you into rational thoughts of dealing with her, right? It says, for herewith love is kindled as a fire. Sit not at all with another man's wife, right? So none even sit with her, right? It's lunchtime. You walking up to her, knowing she got a man at home. You walking up to her, what you finna eat today, mommy? What's up? You know, and Jake loved them Hispanic. I mean, Southern Kingdom loved the Hispanic chicks at work. You know, you walking up, you know, ¿Qué pasó, mommy? You know, what? How you say it in Spanish? ¿Qué come la lunch? You know, you say ¿Qué come la lunch? You asking her what she eating for lunch today. You know, and she talk about she don't got nothing to eat. She forgot to pack a lunch. Oh, you thinking it's your time to slip in right here? Oh, you want to go? I was just getting ready to ride to the gas station. You know, we could stop by McDonald's on the way. You know, it's right there. You know, she be like, man, I can't really be doing that. You know, my man don't want me riding with no other mans. Baby, I mean, girl, he ain't gonna know. And you say baby on purpose just to see if she catch on to it. You baby, I mean, girl, he ain't gonna know. You know, we just going to get something to eat. We ain't doing nothing. You feel me? We gotta eat. We gotta get through our shift. We gotta get through the shift, don't we? Gotta have energy to get through the shift. We working 12 hours, right? And she go, you know, Eve gullible ass. Okay, I guess you're right. Now y'all in the car. You put your hand on her thigh. All that. Y'all got 45-minute lunch break. Y'all, that's plenty of time for you. That's plenty of time for you to put your little moves in. You devilish ass nigga, right? It say sit not at all with another man's wife, right? Nor sit down with her in thine arms, and spend not thy money with her at the wine. Don't spend no money with her. You didn't bought the lunch for her and all that. You flirting with her. Talk about, damn, your brand, you forgot you ain't in cash, you ain't asking man to cash up you no money. Huh, I got you. Don't trip. I got you. Whenever you ain't got no lunch, just hit me up. Just come to me. I'll take you to get whatever you want. I'll cater for you. I'm here for you. I'll be your workman. That's off. That's wicked as hell, bro. And you can't be like that. It says, lest thine incline unto her, lest thine heart incline unto her, and through thy desire thou fall into destruction. Right? Through your desire you fall into destruction, because why? You didn't entice that demon, gave in into the temptation. Now you done earned yourself a ticket to death. Right? So I'm gonna grab one more through the spirit. Right, because battling this temptation, man. Yahushua told us what to do. Right? Because that's just the flesh trying to take over. Right? And like it says in Galatians 5:17, the flesh lusteth against the spirit against the flesh, right? So if you walking in the flesh, of course, you gonna be subject to that temptation, and you gonna give in into it every time, because you walking with the flesh. You letting the flesh rule over you. But you gotta pray and you gotta fast, brother. And you gotta watch, right? This is Matthew chapter 26 and verse 41. It says, watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. Like, so he said, watch and pray. This is Yahushua's words, this red letter. Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. Right? The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. It's another one that I want to grab. See if I can find it now. It's like it. If I can't find it, then it's cool. It might be in Corinthians though. If I can't find it, then I just grab another one. But I want to, it say, let him take heed lest he fall. Right? So you got to take heed. You got to take heed, meaning what? Watch, like Yahushua said. I thought I found it. It's alright, I'll grab a different one. Alright. This is the book of Colossians chapter 3. And Colossians, the 3rd chapter, that's a good chapter to read when you're dealing with temptation, right? It's Colossians chapter 3, and I'm going to start at verse 5. It says, mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth, right? Meaning what? What does mortify mean? A mortician, he deals with the dead. So you got to kill your members, man. You got to stop thinking with your dick all the time, as they will say in the world. You got to stop walking in the flesh. You got to mortify your members, right? Which are upon the earth. Fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affection, evil concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry. Covetousness wanting something that you don't have, that belong to somebody else. Like I said, you want to be the brother with the scat packs and all that. You seeing him, he getting all the women, he getting all the money, he got all the cars and all that. You coveting what he got. So you finna go and do what he has. You finna go and do what he does to try to get what he has. That's idolatry, brother. Right? It says, for which things sake the wrath of God cometh on the children of disobedience. So all of those things reward you the wrath of God, reward you a swift destruction. It says, in the which ye also walked sometime when ye lived in them. And we all used to live like that. We all used to be a part of that life. That's being part of the world. When you go back to those things, you going back to the world, right? You a dog returning to his vomit. It says, but now ye also put off all these: anger, wrath, malice. And we touched on anger as being part of temptation, right? It says anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth. Lie not one to another, seeing that ye have put off the old man with his deeds. Right? You put off the old man. Right? You didn't kill the old man. You didn't put him in the grave. Now you're a new creature born in Christ. Right? That's 2 Corinthians 5:17. You're a new creature now. Right? You're not that same nigga that you was in the world that was gang banging and popping everything with 2 legs. You know, having sex with every woman with 2 legs, no matter if she had a man or not. You're not that man no more. Right? It says, and have put on the new man, which is renewed in knowledge after the image of him that created him. Right? So you put on the new man, which is renewed in knowledge. And what is knowledge? The law, statutes, and commandments, which is wisdom, right? Which is, given unto us, the children of Israel, by the Most High. Right? So you that new man now. You can't be thinking of these old things, and entertaining that old temptation. Right? So with that, I want to bid Israel a hearty shalom. I want to say, call her Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Lord willing, you was edified. Lord willing, I gave you some precepts to build yourself up in the battle against temptation. Right? Because it's an everyday battle. And like I said, you got to endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua Mashiach. Right? Shalom.